Sheldan Nidle, November 10, 2015. Website, paoweb.com. 2x, 7 xol, 12 manic. Salamat Balik. The new reality is beginning its final stage of manifesting. Long ago, in ancient Atlantis, you started to realize that you had been mysteriously reduced to a mere toy of the dark Atlantean cabal. This group of leaders, princes and kings, was doing the heinous work of the Anchar leadership on Orion. They had limited the abilities of their opposition to a level where they no longer posed a threat to their vile policies. This dastardly deed was to be repeated over and over again during the last 3,000 years of the Atlantean Empire. Your ancestors had in effect become lab rats for these dark denizens. You became especially vulnerable when this empire suddenly sank into the very bowels of history. Since that time, a large and powerful set of heinous dynasties were established on the face of Gaia. These dynasties were unable to extinguish your inner love for truth, freedom and companionship. This has permitted heaven to give the dispensation of a gracious return to full consciousness. It is these qualities that have brought us to your shores. The present time is one of a great adjustment to your societal perceptions. The dark, especially over the last 70 years, has built a complex intertwining of secret governments that support one another, whether of British, Asian, European or American origins. This nest of vipers needed to be first tamed before real progress in controlling them was possible. At first, we discovered only a small set of groups and individuals dedicated to the same purpose. It took nearly 2 decades to gain fully the trust required by us to truly move forward. During this time, we came under constant surveillance by the dark oligarchs and their many insidious allies. We have recited this story numerous times before. We do this again only to emphasize what we have now discovered. This now deals with how these dark ones are presently operating. These immoral scalawags own the internet and various aspects of it. Their constant machinations cause a slowing in the process of how your blessings are moved across this globe to you. This communication problem resulted in a brief delay, which caused a slight revision in the original schedules. These problems are now resolved and the necessary communications are flowing smoothly from place to place. In spite of their schemes, the flow of monies in necessary directions for creating new governance continues forward. We are confident that this conspiracy is presently over. The important scalawags have been isolated and fully contained. You are swiftly approaching the point where a number of key events can at last occur. It is important to confine these immoral rapscallions so they can no longer interfere in any way with what is now planned. The ancient families and their allies have the means to redo the innate perceptions of how this world works. They are first to address the distribution of wealth and power. These actions are to give you your long-awaited freedom. It is as well to permit new governance to announce the end of the decades-long UFO cover-up. This new freedom means that you take on new responsibilities to your communities and to yourselves to create the means to creatively solve your community and the world's problems. Inside all of you is a great energy that can easily help you discover sound solutions. This can allow you to come together and forge a series of plans, which can resolve whatever you may originally tackle. This process is how we, using fluid management, find quick and easy solutions. As you discover how this process can work for you, remember that this is how your ancestors in Lemuria found solutions to any problem. Use this to prepare yourselves for working with our mentors. What we prefer is a deep dialogue between you. In this, you are to find out how many of your habits and feelings originated. In addition, you are to explore past lives and how they affect your current life. We need as well to go deeply into how your genome was forged and how any difficulties are to be corrected. Namaste. We are your ascended masters. You are living in blessed times. A great alteration in this reality is now underway. The dark and its human minions have been able to continue their rule unabated until recently. It was then that our associates were able to force a change in this unholy alignment. Several very brave negotiators were able to create an alliance between various disgruntled elements in the world's militaries. These very courageous beings used this new alliance to back up the ancient families and finally force the Dark's oligarchs to relent. This has permitted a grand procedure, which is allowing the moving of monies and the forging of a new international financial system. There is now a brief disconnect due to a last-minute disruption of the light's earthly communication systems. This is at present largely corrected. We are told this disruption has not entirely stopped operations to give you your blessings and your freedom. As the time arrives for this grand distribution of your blessings, be aware of all the many on this world that have made great sacrifices to manifest this new world. Take time to pray or meditate for these marvelous souls. Remain positive and able to send out the visions and positive energies, which make these divine things possible. Join together to bless those who have been able to force the dark backwards and allow these wondrous acts to happen. We are all a sacred collective of beings who have long suffered and now with heaven's dispensations are able to be on the verge of a most blessed set of successes. Much is to be expected of you. Use these moments to pray and to plan how this new wondrous vision is to manifest. You are unique and special. Let us show this reality what magnificent things you are capable of. This world has always been filled with unnecessary disappointments. This time, you are to shine and demonstrate that a new reality can be sculpted from the old. This new realm is to transform the quarantine that you have been under since the fall of Atlantis. This moment is when you claim and show the need for the new consciousness, which you are embodying. You are to meet your human relatives and begin a gracious process that is to lead to full consciousness. We are acknowledging what you are doing and fully intend to instruct you on many events, which occurred in your past. The key is truth and a never-ending curiosity about who you really are. This truth is to be supplied by us in an important set of conversations with all of you. These studies are to be a start to what you are eventually to know. Hosanna! 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 Today as always we continued our report of what is happening around your globe. The dark is now receding and a new reality is quickly forming before you. The arrests and the rise of Nisera are near. Be patient and positive. A new time for all is to be and let it be created with all the positive energies that you can manifest. Know, dear ones, that the countless supply and never-ending prosperity of heaven are indeed yours. So be it. Selamat Gajun. Selamatia. Syrian for B1. And be in joy.